So this is the outside of the Mexican Consulate here in Las Vegas. It's right off the strip, well, between the strip and downtown, right off of Las Vegas Boulevard and 6th Street. Hey guys, good morning. So it is 8:22 and I'm on my way to my appointment at the Mexican Consulate in Las Vegas. My appointment's at 9 and it's only about 20 minutes away from where I live. So let's hope everything goes good and I get my stamp and my passport and get approved. So I'll update you guys and make sure to go over all the steps, the whole process, how it was at this consulate, as well as the documentation that I had to provide. I have probably more than what they need, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I will make sure to update you guys after I leave. Hey guys, so I'm back at home now, and so I'm gonna be looking at my notes, going over all the information, letting you guys know. First I'll cover the documents, and then I'll go over the financial requirements, and then I'll go over the process while I was there at the consulate today. So as far as documents, you're going to need, of course, your passport. You'll need a passport size photo. You will need money or either your card on you, cash or credit or debit, to pay the $48 fee for your visa. And you'll also need the completed application. Regarding the application, I did not sign mine until I was there. I had everything else filled out. The representative that I was working with, she signed first and then had me sign. So just a side note, don't sign your application until you get there. So that was it as far as the general documents. Now, as far as the income documents, the most common way that most people apply and that I applied was through economic solvency, which is basically you're showing them that you'll have income outside of Mexico while you're living there. So you'll have income coming in from somewhere else. So as far as, and this information is as of October 2022, as far as the financial requirements. So the minimum income requirement is $2,593.05. And you will have to have made that amount for the last 6 months, each month over the past 6 months. And that is net income, not gross. So it's going to be the income after all of your deductions have come out. So all your taxes, your insurance, benefits, whatever else. Whatever's left, you need to at least make that amount, that $2,593.05 each month over the last 6 months. Now, if you're applying with a spouse, you two can either apply separately, or if either of your income is sufficient enough where you can show a additional amount to cover your spouse, they will accept that as well. And that amount additional you'll need to have in addition, this is in addition to the minimum requirement you already need to meet, is an additional $864.35. So the total would be $3,457.40. And that's only if you're going to use your income to cover your spouse. And you will have to have that amount as well for the past 6 months. Otherwise, if that's not the case, where you don't have that, then you can apply separately. But each of you then will have to meet that minimum financial requirement, just the $2,593. You can also show proof of investment, and that would be with 12 months bank statements, and you would have to have $43,217.50 in an investment or savings account over the past 12 months consistently. Now, as far as the documentation that you'll need to show, now the documentation I brought is, you don't have to bring all this documentation. I work in the mortgage industry, so I always either have too much, or I always have too many documents, more than what I need, and that was the case today as well. So you will need 6 months bank statements, and your bank statements have to be stamped by your bank. So you'll have to go into the bank, let them know you need them to print off your previous 6 months statements, and then that they need to stamp them. I did ask my bank to stamp every page just in case. Now, another thing, I do also have a local bank that I can go to, but my deposit gets split into a online bank that I also have. In that case, I didn't have access to a branch, so you would need to call that bank and have them mail you the month statements that you need, and you will have to keep that envelope sealed. It needs to be sealed in the mail, and once you get to the consulate, they will open them. Do not open them, otherwise they won't take them. Seeing that I couldn't get them stamped, that was the only other way to do it. As far as proving your income, so it's 6 months of pay stubs or 6 months of bank statements that have to be stamped. And then they also want proof of your start date. So that could be with a job offer letter, or that could be with a written verification of employment from your employer. Either one would be fine. I took in my original job offer letter. I had 6 months bank statements stamped, as well as the sealed bank statements. And I took 6 months pay stubs. I just wanted to make sure I had everything that they needed so I wouldn't have to come back. Hopefully, at least. And so then I'm going to go on to the process. So once I got there, you do have to park on the street. The Vegas consulate office is right between the Strip and the downtown area. It's right on Vegas Boulevard and 6th Street. So it's just right off the Strip. And you will have to park on the street and just walk across the street into the office. The door where you enter is in the back. Once you get to that door, there'll be someone there that's checking everybody in. Once I walked up, there were a few people in line before me. Once I got up to him, he just asked what I was there for. I told him I had an appointment, gave him my name. He checked it off, and he told me he would go see if they're ready for me. About 2 minutes later, actually, the lady that I worked with, she came out, said my name, and then I went back in to go through everything with her. She had me, told me which window to sit at while she went back through to her office. And then from there, we just started going through everything. First, she asked me how was I going to apply. I told her economic solvency, and she said okay. And then she started asking for my documents one by one. She started with my passport, and then she went through my income documents. One thing I wanted to add on my bank statements, the ones that were not sealed, I actually used the small Post-it notes, and I put one next to each deposit on my bank statement just to make the process a little bit easier, so they wouldn't have to comb through every single transaction on my bank statement. Then she asked for my photo, the passport size photo that you have to bring. And that photo is actually just for their file. After she asked for that, she actually had me take a photo, and that's what they will use if you're approved for your Visa card. That'll be the photo that they use on there. After that, then they do the fingerprinting. It's just your 2 index fingers that they scan. So it's not like an ink pad type of fingerprinting. They just scan them in, and then that's it. So as we're going through documents, we're also talking, and she's asking me questions about what part of Mexico that I'm considering moving to, and then I let her know, and she gave me a lot of good information. She was really friendly. Her name was Laura, and once she looked at everything, she said everything looked good. And then she told me to go have a seat in the waiting area. And then she was going to take my information to the council for review and see if they approved or denied it. And that was about at 9:20. So my appointment was at 9 a.m. At 9:20, she had already got all my documents, went through everything. I was just waiting at this point. So about 9:50, 9:55, she called my name and I went back up to the window and she said, "Congratulations, you're approved." So I was happy to hear that. And then from there, she told me to go to the window that was right next to hers to pay the $48 fee. They do accept cash, credit, or debit. And they'll give you two receipts. One is your receipt, and then the other one they put in your file as well. After that, then she actually already had the visa stamp, and she reviewed everything, and then she showed it to me before she put in my passport, just to confirm like my name, my date of birth, all the information that was there was correct. And then she put it into my passport. And so let me see here. I actually have put this little post-it note because it has my personal information. But this is what it's going to look like in your passport. And this note here is, she put that in there, just a reminder for me. But, and I'm gonna go over these little tidbits that she gave me as well. So she did let me know that when you're filling out your FMM form, whether you have the actual form, but she said that she believed that they might be going away, or that they might be doing it digitally. So not going away, but you might have to do it online. That where it says purpose of visit, there's going to be a few options there, and you want to select Kanhe, and I'll put that somewhere up here on the screen. And that basically just means exchange in Spanish. And so you're basically exchanging your passports, or not your passport stamp, your visa stamp for the actual card once you get there. She did let me know to let the immigration officer know once you get into the airport in Mexico. And she also said that you will want to go into the Mexican resident line and let them know that you're to stamp your passport as Kanhe. And then from there, you will have 30 business days to get to a INM office to get your actual temporary residency card. And so once the day that you arrive there, you have 30 days from that date. Now, to piggyback off of that, once you're approved at whatever consulate office you go to, you have 180 days, so 6 months, to go to Mexico to exchange your stamp for your card. Now, you definitely want to go well before the 6 months is over, but just so you know the time frame that you're working with. So initially you'll have 180 days. Once you get into Mexico, you will have 30 business days. So I'm actually going to be working with a facilitator, and they're going to be able to schedule an appointment for me before I even get there, so I can schedule my trip around that. And all this information I'll put in the description box as well. And she told me to also to make sure to ask about my CURP, and I'll put that somewhere up here as well. And she said that's like a social security number for Mexican residents. So she said I should be able to get that done at the same time that I get my card. But if not, make sure that I inquire about that. Other than that, that was pretty much the process. And then I did ask her, about her feedback on some of the other consulates, because she was really nice. And she did say that some consulate offices are really strict, and if you don't have what they need, they will turn you away, or they'll just deny your application. So just make sure that you go in, that you're friendly, that you have a good attitude, because they are there to help you. That is something that she told me that they look at. So just make sure you're friendly with them, having conversation, and have all your documents. She did say that they're at here at the Las Vegas office, that they will work with you. They're a little bit flexible, but if you're missing a lot of documents, they may turn you away instead of even submitting your information to the council. So just be mindful of that. You know, they are there to help you, and at the end of the day, they're the ones approving you for residency in their country. So just make sure you're friendly to them. And again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I will leave the link for the consulate, Mexican consulate here in Las Vegas, as well as the email address and any other information that I can. And if there's something that I forget, just hit me up in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. If I don't have the answer, I will direct you to somewhere or someone that can help you. So I hope this answers your questions about the Las Vegas consulate. Everyone that I came in contact with was friendly, from the person who helped me at the door when I got there, to Laura, who I worked with, to even the person who I paid my fee to. Everyone was very helpful and very friendly. So, well, and that was all that I had for this video. So I will check y'all out in the next video, and I'll see you soon.